Chef Strength, featuring products that inspire chefs. We will be offering something similar this Mother's Day for our customers to order and pick up to indulge your mom for their special day. Stay tuned for more information. Before we get started, I have some housekeeping announcements and updates. The restrooms are out the door and to the left. If you're not a member of Chef Zone yet, we hope you sign up today. Membership is absolutely free. We have more than 5,000 products that are great for our food service customers, family gatherings, potlucks, and more. Information on all of this can be found on our website at chefzone.com, and be sure to follow us on social media. You can also tag us tonight at ChefZoneHI if you post about tonight's session. Our next class is Prime Rib on April 17th. Our registration opens Friday. To start, I'd like to introduce Alex from Kakako Wine. Based on Chef Alex's menu, he has selected a red and a white wine for you to pair with the dishes Chef will be preparing tonight. I'll turn it over to Alex from Kakako Wine.
Hi guys, I'm Alex. I'm the founder and owner of Kakako Wine. For those that don't know about Kakako Wine, we're a local liquor retailer here in Hawaii, family owned by my family. What makes us special is that we're the only company in the state of Hawaii that delivers alcohol. So you don't have to leave your home. You just go online like Amazon and you buy it online. Tonight we're super proud and happy to partner with Chef Alan Wong, and with Chef Zone, we've curated 2 wines that'll pair nicely with what you're eating tonight. Both are from Washington State by Charles Smith, a very famous winemaker over there. We're bringing France to Washington tonight because they're French type wines. We'll start with a white Viognier. Viognier is a grape originally from France that they're growing in Washington State. It's going to be a dry white wine, a little bit oaky, a bit rich, so it'll go well with that pork dish that you're about to taste. And then we're going to have a Syrah, which is a red wine, which is quite peppery. So you'll see the spices in that. I'll walk around the room and pour. If you want to top up, you're welcome to come over here. If you have any questions about the wines, you want to learn more, come on over and chat. And if you really like the wine and want to buy it, you have QR codes on your table. You can scan those. We'll have those delivered free of charge to your home as early as tomorrow. So enjoy your evening. You're not here to hear about me. You're here to hear about the star over there. So I'll pass it back. Thanks, Joy.
Thank you, Alex. We're again so honored to have Chef Alan Wong lead our Oral Dishes tasting series. Chef will demonstrate his approach to cooking comfort foods and dishes without a recipe by focusing on the 5 fundamentals of flavor. Chef Alan Wong is one of the founders of the Hawaii Regional Cuisine Movement, a James Beard Award winner for Best Chef Northwest, and his former restaurant, Alan Wong's Restaurant, has won numerous accolades, including the 10-time winner of Honolulu Magazine's Holly Aina Restaurant of the Year. Tonight, he will be preparing a wet seafood rice dish and a braised pork shoulder prepared in different ways, along with a few surprise dishes. Helping this evening are Lily and Victoria, who are culinary students at Kapiolani Community College, and Lee Ito, Chef Alan's right-hand person who has worked with Chef for 20 years. We hope you enjoy tonight. We'll send out a survey after and hope you'll provide us with some feedback. And now here's Chef Alan Wong.
Good evening, aloha. Thank you for coming. So, I'll talk during the night. I just want to get this going so that they start pouring this for you, okay? Go ahead. What this is daikon tea. How many of you been here before? How many first time? Okay, especially for the first timers. Okay, daikon tea, but with kombu. Okay, now you just had some beautiful charcuterie. I'm not saying it's bad for you, but this is on the healthy side. Okay, and actually it was in China when we had our restaurant in Shanghai that I asked the cook, "You been to that restaurant?" "Oh wow." His father was a pharmacist, and I said, "Can you make me something that addresses the 3 highs?" The 3 highs are high sugar, high cholesterol, and high fat. Oh, that's fat, right? Sugar, fat, sodium. Sodium is hypertension, right? Okay? So anyway, he goes in there, and the first thing he does, he gives me daikon tea. And sure enough, I go look on it on the phone. It has health benefits. Next thing he gave me was onion skin tea. You know all the brown onion skin? You just pour hot water, you steep it. The longer you let it steep, the darker it gets. Okay? And it's kind of bitter. Gets more bitter as it gets darker. And if you go look it up, it actually has health benefits for you. The last thing he gave me was corn silk tea. The corn silk from the corn, hot water, let it steep. The longer you let it steep, the more yellow it gets. Sure enough, you look it up, health benefits. Okay? Somehow they address all the three highs. If anything, it settles your stomach. Okay? So, the kombu, okay, is also very, very good for you. This is not dashi. This is kombu dashi. Okay? But the kombu was simply put into the daikon, only water, no salt, no seasonings. I hope what you get is something like kind of smooth, soothing, and basically a lot of body, or I'm going to use the word umami. Okay? And you can eat the daikon. By the way, this is your time as well as it's me up here. So if anyone has a question, stop me. I'll answer the question for you as best as I can. Okay? Nice to see all the, I guess, regulars now. How you, brother?
How are you, boss?
What's the question?
How do you make the tea?
Okay, you take daikon, peel them, cut them into like, you can cut them any thickness you want. I cut these in about, what was that? A little over ½ inch? Okay, and then the real big ones, they gave me big ones. I cut them in half this way. Okay? Peeled, cut, put in the pot, cover with water.
Like that size pot?
Yeah.
One long daikon that size pot.
You can do as much as you want. Okay? The good thing about this, you drink all the water and you still get daikon, put more water inside and reboil. Not as strong as the first time, but still okay. You can just sip like tea the whole day. Okay? Simple. So this one, after the water, I put kombu inside the water. Just regular kombu.
And you leave it in there, or you just leave it for a little bit?
You know, there's many stories how to make cook with kombu and whatnot. It stayed in there until the kombu was soft. The daikon was soft. The daikon will take a while. Yeah? At least a half an hour. In the pot.
Oh.
Yeah?
So you put the kombu in the boiling water?
Yes. So that's actually another class, kombu. Yeah, kombu, dashi, and the whole science behind that. Okay, so you got that? Real easy, right? Okay. You went and had some charcuterie. You took a peek, or you went inside the produce section? You went in. Okay, so then now vegetables. Okay, I'm calling this steamed vegetables. Anybody Filipino in here? Okay, you're gonna be familiar with this one. Maybe. Okay. These two are being steamed right now. Okay, they were assembled a little earlier, half an hour earlier, and all I did was turn them on. So I'm going to show you how I built it. Okay, 0. Okay, onion. That's about a quarter onion. Okay, few slices of ginger, a few cloves of garlic smashed. Okay. Now, tomato. Okay, hold on. This is plain water. Okay, one of these. I turn them on. Okay. So now water, tomato, onion, bring up to a boil. This will make the base for the broth that these vegetables steam in. Okay?
Garlic too?
Garlic and ginger. Okay? Now, traditionally, you would saute pork and then add the vegetables in the water. So no pork, okay? Now, I'm gonna add dried shrimp. So the old school flavoring that people forgot about, okay? Now, if I did not add the shrimp, this will stay vegetarian or maybe vegan, okay? But I wanna flavor it a little bit. Harmless, right? Dried shrimp, okay? So I'm gonna put that in here. We're creating the broth for this to steam in. Now, the next thing is I take this kombu and I put it here. Okay? It's gonna help bring the flavor. The shrimp and the kombu gonna help flavor the water. That tomato is gonna melt, because that's why it's on the bottom. That's why these are layered the same way. Okay, this way. Gotta check them. Going good. Okay. See, I'm losing it. I'm talking to the pot already. Okay. Now, next is long beans. Okay. Cannot be string bean, pole bean. Cannot be the fancy French haricot vert. It's the long bean or the otong in Filipino. Okay. It's like this. Thank you. Okay. Now, I love this because this is a braising bean. When you get this nice and soft, it's really, really tasty. But you cannot eat this like half cooked, stir fry. It's got to be fully cooked. It's a braising bean. Okay? Then I'm saying kabocha. Okay? The thing I love about kabocha, hard for cut, but you can leave the skin on. Okay? You can eat the skin. I'm layering this in the way I want this to cook as well too. Then we got eggplant. Now I prefer the eggplant that's the skinny one all the way like this. Then you can just cut them up and down like that. Okay? These, the big ones, had to cut them in quarter like this. Now these cut like this will melt. Okay? When you got the skin, they will kind of stay intact. Then when you eat them, all the juices get stuck inside, and when you eat that, it's really juicy. This one is gonna kind of like, if you cook them too long, it'll get like mushy. Okay? Eggplant. Now, bitter melon. Okay? Very healthy for you. Bitter, but healthy. Okay? They got two kinds. I call it, I don't know what the real name is, but I call it the Chinese one, the smooth one. The other one, the real spiny one, that's like, that's the Filipino one or the Indian one. Okay? It's more bitter. Then last, I have okra. Okay? So now this is starting to steam. Can you see that? Okay. You see the level is about just slightly over half. Okay, you don't want to really fill this because I'm not gonna touch it. Okay, I think I put everything inside. Yeah, I did. Okay, so what I was saying is I'm not gonna stir it up. It's gonna steam inside here. So when this is steamed, when the vegetables are cooked, okay, like these are pretty good now, okay? I only want them halfway is because I'm gonna take the pot and I'm gonna shake it like this. I'm gonna toss it like this, okay? I don't want the eggplants to like get any more mushy. I don't want the green beans to get torn, okay? I know the onions are not gonna, break down. The tomato is gonna be all mush anyway. Okay, maybe a little more water. So now, even though Filipino in inspiration, this can be anything you want. That's why I started off calling it steamed vegetables. Okay? You want to put bell peppers in here? Go right ahead. If we had the kalamongai, I would put the kalamongai inside here. These are the leaves. Okay? They're on your table right in front of you. This is very healthy for you. This is a superfood. You can eat this raw. You can put this on salads, put this on finished dishes, put it in soup. Okay? In South America, it's called moringa. Depending on what part of the Philippines you come from, either kalamongai or marunggay. It's a superfood. You can buy it in pill form. It's all powdered. Okay, if you want to know where I buy mine from, okay, out in Waianae, David Wong, Mountain View Farms. So, this one's pretty good. Okay. You want to make sure you don't get that hot steam on you or the hot water. Any questions for me? Huh? So somebody asked me, why am I doing this? Why the healthy tea? Why the vegetables? What did you say? Well, number one, you just came from the produce area. So instead of a salad, like I did the last time, I'm doing vegetables. But as we all get older, I am looking more towards things like this to incorporate into my own diet. If the restaurant was still open, I'd be doing more of this kind of stuff. Okay, now, I don't quite do this exactly, but I do this and I do something different with it. Like, for example, in the Italian ratatouille, zucchini, eggplant, right? Tomatoes. Okay, so if I take a Filipino method and take the Italian vegetables and I cook it and eventually call it Asian style ratatouille, that's what I normally used to do. Okay, but today I might do something like this. I kind of like eating like this. It's very light. Okay, can you see this? Okay, so it just needs to steam so that the vegetables cook through. Almost. You are almost there. Okay. I turned these on like a couple minutes before I started explaining this. So I'd say in total, these had a 5-minute head start. I don't know what high heat is. Okay, but this is a good sign, right here.
How do you know it's not burning?
That's why I'm checking. Okay, number one, I can see where the water level is. I can see the bubbles right at the bottom. Okay. Oh, that's hot. So if I can see water, the bubbles, it's okay. So now, the only thing that's going to season this is a little bit of soy sauce and maybe a little bit of fish sauce. Okay? Since I put the shrimp in, it's no longer vegetarian. Right? So I may do this, the fish sauce. So now, the reason why I don't give out recipes is because this is how I'm cooking. Okay? So if you look in front of here, these are the 5 boxes. Okay? So bear with me if you've been here before. I look at salt as a sodium box. Salt, shoyu, all the different kinds of shoyu, right? Miso is sodium. So acid, not just all the vinegars, all the citruses like lemon, many kinds of acid. Wine is acidic. Okay, sometimes shoyu can be acidic. Then you got sweet. We're not just talking about white sugar, brown sugar. We're talking about molasses, honey. Then you're also talking about products that contain sweetness inside of them or sugar. Okay? Then you got heat. All the different forms of chilies, dry chilies, spices, but any kind of liquid or bottle that has chilies in them are in the heat box, like chili pepper water, chili sauce, Tabasco, sriracha, sambal. Those are all from the heat box. And the last box be bitter. Okay? So that's how I cook. And I'm going to try and explain it to you. Like the bitter in here is bitter melon. Okay? The acid is both sweet and acid. I mean the tomato. Okay. Yes?
What's the heat in this dish?
Heat. 0. You're going to have plenty of heat during the course of the night. This is no chili or spice at all. You asked because you know I like chili, yeah? This one has no chili at all. Otherwise, you would have seen it. Okay, pull out the kombu. Okay? Yep. Can you see this? Okay. So, I want to taste the liquid. Kabocha, sweet. Okay. In this one, the tomato is acidic. So, okay. What is that? Half a tablespoon? So, these two are another word in my style of cooking, variables. It's a variable because you have so many different kinds of soy sauce. They're all different smell, different saltiness, sweetness, what have you. This is Japanese usukuchi shoyu. Okay? And there are so many different brands of fish sauce. How many of you like okra? Yeah? That's slime. What is it? Neba neba? Beta beta? Neba neba? Neba neba. Okay. Can you see this one too? Okay.
Is there kombu in all of them?
Yes. Let's take the combo out of this one and this one. Okay. Now imagine if there was pork in here. Pork and shrimp. Not the dried shrimp, but the other kind of shrimp, okay? You can season this whatever way you want. Now, I'm purposely not going to add a whole lot of soy sauce or fish sauce. It's not going to come out well seasoned, okay? Because that would kind of defeat the purpose, yeah? You just had a tea, good for high sodium. And so I'm going to let the vegetables speak for themselves and not make this as salty as I possibly can. Okay? Okay, we can serve this up. Now the garnish is going to be the moringa leaves, uncooked, and like a confetti of moringa leaves and nasturtium flowers, just the flowers picked apart. Okay? You can eat nasturtiums. Okay? Plus, it's colorful. So, if I was to decorate one, it'd be like this. Okay? There you go. Any questions? Yes?
If you were gonna add pork, let's say,
Make sure it has
would you cook the pork first and then add the vegetable or do the bottom layer of the onion for seasoning? So you do the browse first and add the pork and
So you're sauteing the cubes of pork?
yeah.
Yeah?
Oh,
Okay.
you season the pork first?
A little bit seasoning, salt. So you sauteing that, and when it kind of browns on both sides, then you add your onion, then you add your tomato. At that point, you can add your water. You're kind of deglazing the pan. Yeah. And then you start to build the vegetables. And so because you have a head start, the pot's already hot, the pork is hot, the water is boiling, it will go much faster than this. And the less you put in the pot, the faster it goes.
What kind of pork do you use?
Pork, I would use something inexpensive like pork butt.
Pork butt.
Yeah. Pork butt, pork shoulder. Yeah. If you were to use something like pork loin or pork tenderloin, it'd be overcooked. And you probably wouldn't enjoy that. Okay, so the kombu. Okay, when you use kombu to make dashi, what have you, I try not to throw away anything. Okay, so this is kombu tsukudani. Okay, okay, so you take the kombu and you kind of julienne it. Then I put it back in some water just to soften the kombu up again. And Lee's going to help me with this part, okay? How do you say this? Sa shi su se so. It's a Japanese alphabet, okay? So anyway, most important thing about that is that's how you remember what ingredient to put into this kind of thing. Okay? I'll tell you a quick story. The town of Tsukuda, okay? They had a lot of homeless people there. This is way back when. And so after people had dinner, they threw away their food in the rubbish can. It was in the back. They went to go look for the food because they had to eat. They took the food, okay, and they cooked it. So that sase, shi, okay, right? Okay. The most important culinary thing, you put the sugar in before you put the shoyu. Okay. So the sugar is sato, the first one. Okay, sa, sato, sugar, right? And the sugar has a role. It opens up the flavor for the shoyu to come in and be more effective than if you added it before the sugar. Okay, so I know local style teriyaki sauce, you put everything in one pot, you boil them, right? That's the quick way, that's the easy way. But in Japan, there's a reason why you put this one first, this one second. Okay? Where's the sake in there? Okay, sa is for sake and sugar as well, okay? So if I had the sake here, I would have put water and sake to soften. Then I added the sugar, or you can add mirin, okay? And then the shoyu came last, okay? And so out comes this. So now this is a condiment. So like, it goes well with rice. Good in musubi. Okay? Now in a lot of parts of Asia, especially the poor parts, rice is the most important thing. When we had our restaurant in Shanghai, we seen them take a plate like this, and the rice was literally like this. I'm not kidding. The first time I saw it, I was like, wow. That was their most important meal of the day. For some, their only meal. So you see them take a cup of soup. It makes the rice go down easier. Very little protein, a lot of vegetables, and condiments make them eat rice. Anyone want to try this? Hey, you're in charge. Now, some of you might find that salty, but just keep in mind, it's a condiment. It's intended to eat with rice. The method is tsukudani. Tsukudani, Tsukudani. That's a little story of the town of Tsukuda. And the method is that the shoyu, mirin, sake, and I shoyu last. Yeah?
So that kombu dish doesn't have a name.
If you go to like Nijiya, Moroka, you might see it as like shio kombu, little plastic thing. So kombu is really good for you, yeah? So recently I went to Japan and we spent our time in the northernmost island, Hokkaido. So in Hokkaido, there's one big island and there's a lot of islands around it. And so Hokkaido produces like over 90% of all of Japan's kombu. Of course, you have kombu come from Korea, from China, but Japan's kombu, over 90%. Okay? Like up in the northwest is the island of Rishiri. So around there, you harvest the kombu, they call it Rishiri kombu. On the other side, northeast, Rausu, Rausu. Okay? Down south, Hakodate, Ma kombu. Okay? Ma kombu is my favorite. Produces the best broth. Now, why am I telling you this? Every kombu has a different size, thickness, and when you cut it, different texture. Okay? This is Korean.
Oh. Okay. So Chef, this texture, you soak it, you do not boil it, or because the texture is like not soft, it's like butter texture.
Firm, huh? That's because of the kombu where it came from. There are some that are softer, like there are some specifically for like nishime. You buy that kind of soft kombu for nishime kombu, right? Or the roll, yeah. The kombu maki, yeah. I don't know if you know about Wong, so you might be thinking Chinese food, but I was born in Japan. My mom is born from Japan, and so she raised me on Japanese food. Okay, you can keep eating. Anybody want more? Okay, now this braised pork dish, I'm going to move right into that, okay? You're going to try this two different ways. So, the most important thing here, I'll tell you how I did this. You see this pot here? Half julienne onions. Okay, when I say julienne, just chop suey kind onion. Don't need to be fancy. The other half, I took a bulb of fennel and I did the same thing. Okay, half fennel, half onion. I took about a cup of tomato sauce. put that right on top. Okay? I took big pieces of cube of pork. I seasoned it with salt. And I place it on top of the vegetable mix. Okay? Then I covered it with aluminum foil. If you have a pot with a cover, better yet. And I stuck it into a preheated 400-degree oven for 2 hours. Okay? Now, 400 degrees, 2 hours. Okay? Now, the only liquid was the tomato sauce. This was basically a dry pot. But look how much liquid came from this. See the liquid? Now some of that is fat from the pork. But you see the liquid? It never burned. Okay? So now, after 2 hours, you take the foil off or you take the cover off and you leave it in the oven for another 1 more hour. This is a 3-hour project. Okay? So after 3 hours, that last hour, and after the first 2 hours, the pork looks like it's steamed. Looks kind of naked. When you take the cover off, the heat browns the pork. So you see this piece of pork here? Now traditionally a braise in French cooking is you sear all the meat on all sides. Okay? Then you put your aromatics and whatever you want to put inside, your red wine, and if this was your meat, you put your liquid all the way up to here. You stick it in the oven, you forget about it until it gets tender. That's a traditional European braise. Okay? This particular method is about ease for you because you don't have to brown anything. You put the raw, this could be beef shoulder. Okay, this is pork. It can be chicken. You got to change the time on the chicken. And you get to put it in the oven for 2 hours, then 1 hour, and you can do something else. So this morning, this is what we did. We put this thing first thing in, we started prepping everything else. The beauty of this here again is this came out looking like it was brown. Trust me, this is fork tender. Okay? So if, can you see the cutting board?
Yes.
Okay? If I put it on there, and I went like this, it's gonna smash. That's how soft it is. Okay? So I can serve this cube of beef just like that, with this. Okay? Now, what I can do is I can puree this and make a gravy or a sauce out of this. Lily asked me a question, can I freeze this? You can make a big batch and freeze it for other meals coming down. You can add any sauce you want to this. You can make a tomato sauce, freeze that, and add tomato sauce to this. You don't have to add any sauce to this. You can make a stew out of this. So this today was not about a traditional braise. It was about convenience and saving some time. Then making something with it. Okay? That you like. So the first one is you're going to get a small piece of this meat with a sauce made from this puree. Okay? The second time around, I'm going to put one of these chunks. I'm going to mix it with some what I call salsa roja. Okay, we're going a little Mexican on you. Salsa literally means sauce. Roja means red. Okay? I took some dried chili, some onions, some garlic, and I blended it, and I added it basically to the pork. Okay? It's going to go on a tostada. And then you're going to take the tostada, you're going to go up there to the bar, and you're going to dress your own tostada. Okay? And so the real question is, what happens when they give me 2 gallons of white wine vinegar? Well, you're going to see what happens with 2 gallons of white wine vinegar. Okay? What you're going to see up there is, this is fat. Okay? Very rich pork. Pork shoulder, so good fat. It's going to go on a tostada. Okay? You're going to have pickles that have like fat, sweet, heat. Okay? Acid. Acid, sweet, heat. Okay? So before we start this, because it's going to go real quick, okay, so pickled red onions, pickled green beans. I also pickled some okra. Okay, so now I wanted to like make this thing called chow chow. Okay, chow chow. Okay, but not a chow chow that you would find in Tennessee or the South. A chow chow that Alan Wong made. Okay, so I took the pickled green beans, the pickled okra, I cut them up. Sour. Okay, acid, sweet. Right. So was kind of sour. So I took bread and butter pickles, chopped that up. That was a sweet. Okay, now to balance out the sweet, I had to add something spicy. Okay, took something from the heat box, red jalapenos. Then I took head cabbage, and I made like quick Japanese style tsukemono with salt. So the salt is there. So there's cabbage in here. Okay? So now, I don't know how to make a southern chow chow. I just wanted to try it. This is what happened. Okay? Which is like a party in your mouth kind of thing. Something spicy, something sour, something sweet, something salty. Okay? You got pico de gallo. You got a tomatillo salsa. Because I had so much pickle, Brian, I did a pickled corn and cabbage. Okay, with lime and cilantro. This here is naturally fermented Japanese cabbage. Okay, this is the kind that my grandma, my mom used to make with the cabbage and the salt and just let outside for like 5 days. This was literally 5 days. Okay, maybe not as sour for some of you, but a little bit sour. The acid in here is natural fermentation. Okay, this is interesting because I did a fermented chili sauce. This is not chili pepper water. I took red Thai chilies and red jalapenos, let them sit out for the same 5 days, and I blended it. And when I make kimchi, I'm not real Korean either, okay? I play around. They add rice. They need a starch and the sugar to feed on, okay? To produce this lactic acid. I added 5-day-old, almost bubbling poi. That's what's keeping it together and not separating. Okay? If I did all Thai chilies, it'd be too hot. The red jalapenos are not that hot, so it kind of tamed that. Okay, that's this one. And that's it. So you get a chance to come up here and make your own. There are 2 stations. Okay, here we go. Okay, can you see this? So the first thing you're gonna get pork 2 ways. This is a cube of pork. The onion and tomato mix, the fennel, I pureed that. Added a few of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, okay, like I always do. Okay? And you're gonna try this by itself. Okay? So that you can try what was in the pot. Alrighty? Okay, can you see these 2 pans? Okay. So this is a better one to look at, this one here. Okay? So I took this pork and I just pressed down on it. That's all I did. Okay? Now I told you you can make any kind of sauce. This is a Mexican red sauce. This is the same kind of sauce that you put on your enchiladas. Okay? Same kind. Yeah. Now you notice I'm not really like, I don't want to touch it a lot. I don't want it to become kalupig. Okay, you know kalupig, like fine shred. I don't want that. I want chunks. So you're gonna get chunks. Is it tender? Kind of not bad for forgetting about it for 2-3 hours, huh? Excuse me? This pan did not have a cover, a lid, so I covered it with aluminum foil when I put it in the oven for the first 2 hours, for the last hour, so that it could get brown. Okay? In fact, some of you might get like what I call in barbecue a burnt end, one of those crispy bits. Yeah? Okay, we can serve these now. Okay, so as soon as you get this plate, the tostada, go up there and go play with that bar. Okay?
Did you salt the pork, and if so, when did you salt it?
Before it went in for the first 2 hours. Yes.
When you're salting, are you using Hawaiian salt or pork?
I heard it go.
I almost always use kosher salt, which is a larger crystal.
Yeah.
And I use Hawaiian salt really carefully because you're talking about rock salt. Otherwise, Hawaiian salt to me is the real salt that comes from Hanapepe Valley. Not Hanapepe, but the salt ponds out at Hanapepe.
So you substitute the Hawaiian salt with
Substitute Hawaiian salt?
yeah, it calls for kosher salt. You don't substitute Hawaiian salt.
No, because it's a larger crystal. Like for example, I season my poke with kosher salt. If I was to use Hawaiian rock salt, I might taste it and say, it's not salty enough. I add more. But then 15 minutes later, it melts and it like releases and like nobody can eat it because it's too salty now.
Yeah.
Right? That's the danger with the rock salt. And sometimes you will hear like pulehu or grilled steak with, the big rock salt.
Right.
The problem with that is after you grill it, half the rock salt's in the grill. Falls off, yeah? I like to use the Kauai salt as the finishing touch. After you're all done, maybe you under-season your poke and you put that right on top. So you get the crunch and you get the salt, the sodium from the salt. How come nobody's going up there? Because you didn't serve it. You had to have served it in front of them. Otherwise, you're going to get a crowd.
No, it's all over there.
Okay, so what they got coming for you now is a salad. Okay, don't take the salad. I chose to do the salad between the two courses because pork is rich. This is a hearty thing. And I'm going to show you how I dress this, okay? Normally you think of making a salad dressing or buying a salad dressing, but I just wanted to show you how easy it can be. Nowadays, you can buy salad mixes, okay? So yeah, salad mixes like next door. And what I would do is I would stick the oil first, a good quality oil. Okay, this one is from, I don't know if you know, Massimo Bottura, the famous Italian chef. This is his extra virgin olive oils. Okay? make sure your oil is up, your salad is washed, dry, okay, spin it. So you put the other ones. Okay? Like that, you put your acid. So the fat goes in first, the acid goes in second. This is also Massimo's stone. Is it?
It is.
Massimo's balsamic vinegar?
Yes.
Okay. You just drizzle. It might seem like a lot, but that's a lot of salt. Okay. This is a balance of fat and acid. Okay. So they need fat, right? Then take a little bit of
Yeah. Inside.
Salt, season, then you take some pepper, then you taste. It can be this simple. Okay? Because of all that stuff up there, that's why this is simple. Okay? It's another class about salad dressings. I can spend 2 hours talking about salad dressings. Okay, now, if I wanted to put cheese, this is where I would put it, or I put it on top. Okay, you have some feta cheese up there. So I put the salt later because I already put the oil and the vinegar on. The lettuce is now wet. I'm hoping that any salt and pepper goes on this. It's gonna stick to the lettuce. Okay, we can serve this. They can have this at the same time. No need clear. Let's go. Okay. Anybody want more balsamic vinegar? You can actually hold on to that and pass it down if you like. Okay.
Same oil and vinegar brine.
Yes. Now, I want you to look on this bottle for a number.
For a number?
Yes.
8.5, 250.
Oh, no.
No? Oops.
Turn it around.
Oh. You have to be more specific.
$12.49.
So this lot number?
No.
Oh, acidity. 6%. Okay. 6%. And what is that one? What is that? 5%?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's a little more acidic than this?
But that's
Less. Oh, is that how it's?
okay. So a little bit of product knowledge. Okay, every bottle of vinegar has a number on it of acidity. So this is white wine vinegar. If you look, 5%. The balsamic vinegar going around, 6%. Rice vinegar goes 4.2, maybe 4.3, depending who makes it. My point is, when you get a recipe that calls for vinegar, or rice vinegar, sherry vinegar, white wine vinegar, let's say it calls for rice vinegar and it's at 4.2. But the only thing you have in your cupboard is sherry vinegar at 7%. So you put that inside for the same quantity. Guess what happens? You almost doubled your acid, right? So you wonder, like, what went wrong? I followed the recipe, but the ingredient changed. Okay? And the rice vinegar, don't buy the one with the sushi one, because it has sugar in it. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna make sushi rice, go ahead, buy that one. If you like using that, but you got to recalibrate your recipe because it has more sweetness in it. Okay. So that's how simple it can be. If you like more oil, you can add more olive oil. If you like more vinegar, this balsamic vinegar is sweet in addition to acidic. Okay? And it's just simple salt and pepper. You like cheese? Add cheese. Okay, any questions before the finale here? Okay, so Joy called it wet rice. Okay, it is exactly that, it's wet rice. Okay, so I've been intrigued by certain cultures. And so in particular, there's a dish that I was following, which is jollof rice. Okay, jollof rice comes from Africa. They brought it to the South. It became jambalaya. The Spanish got a hold of it, the French got a hold of it, you know, and you get this melting pot of cultures creating a hybrid dish. Maybe the most famous one is, everybody knows, arroz con pollo, chicken and rice, right? If you say arroz con mariscos, that goes to like Peru. And their difference is, it's a wet rice. They add their chili, like ají amarillo, the yellow chili, and they make it spicy. You go to Portugal, okay, they have another name for that. I think it's caldeirada. Yeah? And basically it's this rice dish that I'm going to make for you today. Like, I think Lily asked me, right? Am I making paella? Right? You asked me at paella, right? So there are roots there, and there's a reason why they call it a paella. There's one technical difference. You never cover it. Like in pilaf, rice pilaf, you know, I speak pidgin English, local guy, right? So I'm in culinary school, and on the menu is pilau rice. Okay? It actually is a name for rice pilaf. And rice pilaf, the biggest difference, you cover the lid. Okay? In Japan, you have kamameshi. You cover it. Okay? So not covered, covered, that makes a big difference. Regular Japanese white rice, covered, or in the thing. True story, if he was here, he'd be making fun of me. I went to somebody's house, we were catering, and they didn't have a rice cooker. Do you know how many people are dependent upon that one finger thing? Okay? And all of a sudden, you gotta cook rice in a pot on the stove. Well, I burnt the rice. Okay, he never let me forget that. So anyway, cover the pot, no cover the pot, big difference. Okay, as to how you call it. So whether it's jambalaya or what I'm gonna make for you is broken down into the rice. Okay, I boiled the rice, and you treat it like pasta. You have enough water, you have a long grain rice, and you boil it. Now, you could do the pilaf method, cover it, steam it, you can, but chances are it might become very, like, overly moist. Like when you're boiling pasta, you can control the pasta cooking. When you're boiling rice, you can control how done the rice is. If you tasted the rice that I'm gonna use, it's kind of like has a little teeth in it. Like Italians might think this is al dente. This is perfect risotto rice. Okay? When I was in Italy, we went to a risotto restaurant, and these Japanese ladies in the back of the bus says, "Hey, the risotto, somebody left the bones inside." Okay? It was just too crunchy for them. Okay? So what the Italians thought al dente was, you know, a lot of Asian cultures, we eat juk, we eat porridge, we eat, you know, soft rice. And so it's different to eat that crunchy rice. Anyway, first part is rice, right? It's 3/4 cooked. It still has the bones in it. Okay? Then you got the sauce. So the closest French sauce this comes to is a Creole sauce, which is tomato sauce based. It has, the trinity is the onion, celery, and bell peppers. I added some poblano peppers. Poblano peppers has a little heat. Okay? So you make any sauce you want, you got the rice, 2 parts. And the third part is your protein. Okay, what you choose to put into this sauce and this rice. Now, this is going to happen real quick because we're dealing with seafood. Okay, once I put the shrimp in the pan and starts cooking, it's like real quick. Now, if I took that and I put that in a pot and I covered it and put it in the oven for like 10, 15 minutes, when I take it off, that would be like a pilaf. Okay? But I'm going to cook it on the stove and it's going to be served kind of wet to you. Okay? Maybe if there's a fourth category, it's what spices you choose to put into this dish. Okay? Like the African jollof rice, heavily spiced. Chilies. Okay? Cumin, coriander, cayenne, black pepper, white pepper. Okay? Sometimes the cinnamon sticks, the allspice berries go in. Okay? Very heavily spiced. So you can make it really interesting to you. Anybody know what biryani rice is? The Indian one? It's very similar. Rice, a sauce, and a meat. Okay? Any questions? By the way, the pickling ratio, 2:1. Okay? 2 parts acid, the vinegar, 1 part sweet, the sugar. It could be as easy as 5% acid, white wine vinegar to white sugar. You can change your sweetness if you like. You can play with honey. You can play with organic cane sugar. Okay, but basically 2:1. To the pickling liquid, I added like to 1 deli, 1 cinnamon stick, a few allspice berries, a few cloves. The cinnamon, the allspice, the cloves, they're like warm spices, you know? Makes you think of Christmas and eggnog. Okay, so that's what's in the pickle. A few slices of ginger, a couple of crushed garlic, 1 chili, and a stick of kombu. Okay, so that's probably the Japanese in me, the ginger and the kombu. Any questions to the pickling liquid? I bring the vinegar and sugar to a boil one time to dissolve the sugar, cool it down. Okay, after it's cool, I put the green beans in a deli, cover it, put the okra in a deli, cover it, add the spices, done. Now I got leftover pickling liquid. Throw some corn in there, throw the cabbage in there, and I just kept going. Same for the red onions. I think that's it, right? How many of you ate the hot sauce? Yeah, it was okay? Okay, all right, no questions. So this is my sauce. This is my boiled rice. Got my seafood here. Okay, now there's going to be a little side thing of some mustard cabbage. Now, if I had broccoli rapini, they're bitter. Okay, and the bitter would kind of like balance out some of the richness from here. Okay, no more, so mustard cabbage. It's going to be with some garlic and a little dressing I made from anchovies and some Kalamata olives. Okay, bitter again. All right? Everything okay?
I guess so.
My favorite oil, avocado oil. Lily? Give me a clean pan. That down. Turn them over. You're going to do the same thing when you see the smoke come up. Okay? Have her hold up and you put the shrimp inside. Okay? Get 2 towels and put the shrimp inside there.
No, you're gonna hold it and give me the shrimp. Do I have another towel?
Here.
No, grab another one. Are we? It's smoking. I can put it in, huh?
1 layer.
Sorry, did you get one? Oh yeah, you're doing it?
Yeah, put them inside there. You get all the shrimp. You gotta go one more time, yeah?
Yeah.
As soon as you get the last one, you put them inside there. Start again. You gotta get another pan. No?
Oh, I gotta get another pan. Oh yeah, I guess. You use all the avocado or do I do?
You can saute them back there.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it in the back.
Okay, you still with me?
What was that? Is that ham or
Ham.
and clam juice?
Clam juice.
And what's the red sauce?
Okay. Okay, we have to turn the hood on so you might not hear me. Okay? So if you can't hear me, let me know. So, a whole can of plum tomatoes and juice. Plum tomatoes and juice.
When you say a whole can, you mean it's
Yeah, big number 10 can. But you can just do, whatever quantity you want. Okay, so I got onion and garlic. Okay. Then I put some chopped celery and chopped bell pepper. Then to this, I added like tomato paste, like a can. One of those small cans. What the tomato paste does is it thickens it. Now, this ham is going to add sodium. So, there is no chili pepper in here, chili pepper water. Any spices coming from this? Okay. It's a paprika. Pimenton de la Vera. They have two kinds, picante and dolce. Dolce is a sweet one, sweet paprika. Make chicken paprikash. And this one's a picante, the spicy one. You can pass this around. So, I added some clam juice to this, okay, to loosen it up. Now this is the boiled rice. Actually, I shouldn't do that. We seared the shrimp first. The shrimp is just seared, still kind of raw on the inside. Okay? Put the rest in the other one. Okay. I have some scallops and some calamari here blanched. You can add whatever you want to this, okay? So, without the rice, you cook this until the seafood cooks all the way through. This is one dish. You want to turn this into a pasta dish? Just serve it with pasta. Okay? Now, if it gets too thick, you can add chicken broth, chicken stock, or clam juice. Okay? Because this is seafood, I use clam juice, and it's getting thicker. I'm going to put a little bit of chicken stock. So now, as soon as I put the rice inside, it's gonna start thickening up.
Is the rice cold at this point? No.
Room temperature,
Room temperature.
not ice box.
Yeah, okay.
Can I have something to mix this? So at this point, if I stick this in the oven and bake it, okay, it'll happen. If I cover it, I call it something else. So you can see I'm keeping it wet. Okay, so I want to taste this. What I'm getting is I'm getting some sweetness. Okay, I'm getting some. I'm getting the sodium. There's not a whole lot of heat in this one. You know, it'd be good if you get your bowl, go up there, put some chili pepper sauce inside there. Be good. Okay. Another purpose behind everything there, the chilies and the vinegar, it's like it refreshes you like an intermezzo would, and you can eat some more. Okay? Versus oppositely, they serve sweet last because it weighs you down, and that's the last course as dessert. Okay? So I'm not gonna make it spicy. I'm gonna let you make it spicy. Okay? Okay. I need a 2-inch pan. Any questions?
Yes. Sir,
Yes?
why do you blanch the calamari before you put it in?
Very, very good question. Okay. No. So, I have this kind of funny word, de-stinking. Okay? So like, canned crab, frozen crab. How many of you opened it up and it's a strong smell, even though it's just open? My first trick, I take the whole can of crab or frozen part, I soak it in milk. Okay? I soak it in milk for about half an hour to 1 hour, then I drain it really well. That milk takes all of that smell away. Okay? Now, through my travels, Japanese do a very good job of blanching in water or something, and it takes the protein around the fish or the shellfish, and you notice when you poach something, the water gets milky. Okay, that milky stuff gets thrown away. Okay, so they would poach a piece of fish or shellfish, and then put it in a clear soup, and the clear soup stays clear. Now the Chinese have another technique of blanching in hot oil, which is not deep frying. They just blanch it, few seconds, 10 seconds, take it out, still raw inside. It seals the outside, and it like kind of cleans the outside of that film. Okay? And so the other trick is you take your fish or your shellfish, douse it with sake, white wine, lemon juice. Okay? Imagine me in West Virginia, it's landlocked. You get fish coming in. Everything was white wine, lemon juice. So the reason why I poached the shellfish was to do exactly that, to take away any smell. Not that it's bad. And so that when it went in here, you know, there's two schools of thought. You don't want to blanch, you want to put it right in so that you capture all the flavor. But there's another school of thought. Get rid of that stuff and put them in so you can really taste what you want to taste. Does that make sense? Okay? It's your personal preference. But you got to have a few tricks to take away the fishiness of fish that you know is wholesome and fresh, but it just is fishy. Right? Butterfish. Frozen butterfish. We love butterfish. It's fishy. Okay? Now, when you put the miso marinade on top, you marinate for 3 days, that fishiness is gone. You did something to take that smell away. But if you was to eat that butterfish just by itself, you got to think about how to get rid of that smell. If it bothers you. If it doesn't bother you, no worries. Any questions? Would help if I took the cover off, yeah? Okay. The garlic. Now, I like to put my garlic in the beginning because you put them in a hot pan. It's like fighting fish. You're battling this oil, garlic from getting burnt. Okay? When you put the garlic in the oil and it's like room temperature and you're bringing the heat up, you can watch it. Okay? And so it's not gonna get black on you or overcooked because then this is bitter. If you get it, you can start eating. This will come. Remember now, if you want it more spicy, hot sauce over there. So this is wet seafood rice now. Could easily be dry if I just put it in the oven. Let the rice soak it up. Okay? Okay, see the garlic? Cooking along nicely, yeah? Now, what's going to be passed around to you is simply cooked barley. Okay, barley. And chickpeas. This chickpeas, half of it is smashed. Okay? In the chickpeas is turmeric and black pepper. Now, turmeric and black pepper is a combination. There's a compound called curcumin in the turmeric. Turmeric, you're fighting inflammation. Okay? This is like the yin yang. Okay, you eat this, you eat that, you balance your body. So to your seafood, you got chickpeas coming down with turmeric and black pepper. You got plain barley and pretty soon mustard cabbage with Kalamata olives, garlic. Okay, which is bitter. Okay, let's play this. You can play this. Yeah. Yep. After that goes in the bowls, just a little bit of this on top. Okay. So this is this other thing that I also believe in is that the body is like a furnace. And the furnace is yin and yang. You have hot, heaty, you have cold, cooling. Okay? The barley happens to be cooling. Okay? In fact, the bitter things happen to be cooling. Guess what are the hot yang things? Red meat, alcohol, chilies. Okay? So, a fireplace, a furnace. If it's nice and warm, okay, you're good. You're supposed to be healthy. If it's too hot, you're overheating, guess what happens? You get fever, you start perspiring a lot. Okay, you get like skin problems, you're overheated. If it's not hot enough, you're cool and damp, guess what bacteria like to thrive in? Cool, wet. Okay, so the purpose is to find your balance and have it in your thoughts There is such a thing as the Chinese believe, yin and yang. Okay? You want a warm firmness here. Okay? The gut today is called the second brain. Gut health is very important. There's a whole bunch of bacteria in here called microbiome. Okay? That if you take care of it, it'll take care of you. That's your second brain. Okay? All the inflammation comes from here. So all these little things that you were eating, they're little things that I think of that are cooling, especially when you're eating hot. Okay? Mustard cabbage is bitter. Okay? Sorry it came so late. And it's just a philosophy. Any questions? Yes. Okay, it's a long grain rice, not the short grain. This brand was Hinode. Okay? Hinode rice. Yeah? I would have preferred a Carolina rice or even California rice. Does the rice have the bones in them?
Yeah, just right.
Just right?
Oh, yes.
Not mushy, huh?
What happened?
Okay.
It's okay.
Any questions? Good to see you. Yeah.
So is seafood yin or yang?
Seafood. Good question. Crab. Okay. You would think that it's steam crab. So this is how I got introduced to this in Singapore. So a steam crab, you think it's hot, yang, right? But the crab lives in the bottom of the ocean. So it's very yin, very cool, very cold. So halfway during eating the crab, we get served a warm ginger tea. And so I thought, okay, if I wash my hands, right? No, you got to drink this, okay? And the host explained that since crab is cold, yin, and ginger is yang, that's how you balance your system so you don't get an upset stomach from this crab. Yeah? So each one is different. So we're walking around in Singapore, summertime. We're just dripping. The shirt is completely wet, so humid. So two Singapore boys, they said, okay, we can see you guys suffering. We go inside, we eat cooling food. We go inside, we're gonna eat cooling food. There is no kitchen. You got like 3 refrigerators. Okay, and guess what we're gonna order? I think I got the snow frog fat. Okay, and somebody else got the royal turtle jelly. Anyway, that's the only thing available for sale. If you ever drank Chinese herbal tea, it has that smell like you never opened the cupboard for 20 years and it is bitter and brown. These jellies tasted like that. But we ate it, took about half an hour, walked out. We were better walking out for a while than we were when we went in. So it did cool us off a little bit. That was the beginning of my journey into yin and yang. Anyway, I think I went past my time. If you don't have any questions, I just want to thank you for coming and supporting Chef Zone. Stay, enjoy, talk story, drink some more wine. Okay?
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Great.